Alright, so this is going to be the Lotus Controller guide. For this map, I'm going to be showcasing Omen. I'm also going to be showcasing Harbor towards the end, but you can play Astra on this map relatively safely. If you're in ranked, you can play Clove. Brim is kind of a troll pick in my opinion. I mean, if you play him as a second smoke, it's not that bad, but I would stray away from Brim on this map. Viper is also kind of like a secondary pick. So, for your main smokes, you'd want to run either Astra, Omen, or Harbor. If you play Harbor, I'd probably want to play a second smoke. The second smokes I would say are like Viper and Clove. But you can also play any other, like you can play any set of two controllers and it should be fine, really. Like if you play Clove Viper, it's fine. Brim, Harbor, just like any sort of weird combination, if you have two, it should be fine. I don't think there's a bad combination of double controller. Also, if this video seems like weird compared to my other ones, it's because I'm using OBS versus Insights. Let me know if that affects the video quality and if it's better or worse, and I'll change accordingly. But getting into the video, starting out with Omen. We're gonna start defense C. I'm gonna do this in a different format. I'm gonna like showcase how to smoke as a defender and what the attacking smokes look like from defense. So this is really common. If you play a secondary Clove, this is really good. Let me properly smoke this. Like that. Make sure your arrow is like touching what you want to smoke, because it makes it go the farthest down. And it just pretty much prevents people from peeking out C main like this. It's kind of the same thing as like throwing a grenade here. So if you play like a raise, you can throw a nade there, and you can throw it one way here, which makes this very strong for defense. And also, if you have like a Cypher cam here, you can like paranoia off of it. Boom, and that's just like free. But say you don't do this for some reason, say like you're kind of broke or you have really bad guns or something, you can then just throw a smoke like this. This is the common defense smoke. If you really wanted to, you could back up and throw a smoke here to like one-way them, because you're higher up than them and farther from the smoke, I think. Yeah, a lot farther. So this is good. Just note that you can get jet dash or satchel down up here, and they can go around you if you don't have teammates. Also, attacking smokes, this is what they look like. Boom, boom. Some teams will default towards C. If you have like a Viper or a second smoke, this is really common as well. Mostly with Viper, because you can turn it on and off. You can just pop it off like when you're ready to sight hit. But this is what the sight smokes look like for when you're attacking. Boom, boom. Nothing too crazy. Another default that's common, say you have like Viper and another controller like Omen. You can throw an Omen smoke here and the Viper smoke there. You could have like two people walk up here. Clear this out. Just note that. And then with the Viper orb, when it's up, you would have like a fade eye coming here, clear all of this. Just pretend this is up. And then your C main players will open the door, and they'll clear this for your B players, and you just have 4 people B manning. You can kind of control. You can hit B, hit C, and in the meantime, you'll have like Omen. So say you just throw this, Omen throws a smoke like this, and like this, and just TPs across. You don't want to TP a bit deeper, obviously, but like something like this. And then you just have full front sight control with like 3 smokes. You can also do this with an Omen Astra. Like that's also another good pairing, because you just have a lot of utility to work with, but it's typically really just boring for a lot of teams to play. So I mean, a lot of Sentinels will just play the Viper, depending on the team. Yeah, you can get, with just Omen alone, you can kind of get a lot of this control if they don't fight for it. And you can have the 2 here, 2 here. If you play like a Breach, Neon, and then like a Clove Fade, if you play the EDG comp, and then obviously Omen throws him in. It depends on the team, really. That's how you default in this map. But moving back to defense, you can throw a smoke here. Not a lot of teams will throw a smoke here unless they have 2 different smokes or a brimstone. is every controller should be throwing their smokes like this and like this. These are the attacking smokes that you want to throw. It pretty much just makes it impossible for heaven to come out. A common mistake is people will throw the smoke like way too far out, and it allows the heaven players to like make a play with it. So you want to make sure you're throwing it all the way back here, so that there's no room to play with. As you can see, like I cannot walk out of this smoke without getting exposed all the way there. And then you might think this is better, sort of like the Haven one, but I don't think it is, as it's really easy to just flash out of it, or just throw some sort of utility and just swing through it. So I would rather just throw a smoke like this and not have to worry about it. And it just makes your life 10 times easier. You can get like a wingman, plant the bomb. You just watch here, here, here. It's like both of these are smoked up. Like this is really hard to peek out of unless you like have a Phoenix Flash ready. And you're not gonna see a lot of Phoenixes on this map. Let's go on to defensive air. So the most common smoke that you're gonna be doing is this. Like, boom. That's pretty simple. I mean, it just prevents people from coming in like this, which just makes it really hard for them. If you have someone tree, or if you are a tree yourself, you can throw a smoke like this off of the door. Like once you see the door, you'd be like, oh shit, okay. Boom. Or if you don't want to fight for tree control, you see the door, then you smoke like this. Like that. And you can obviously back it up with a paranoia if you really wanted to. If you're defending B here, another thing you can do is you can kind of like throw paranoia if your team wants to get aggressive down him in. Like that. There's not a lot of crazy things you can really do. I could demonstrate this, but if you're playing passively, you can throw a paranoia off like 5. You still throw the smoke here. But yeah. Also on attack, you can throw the smoke as well. I'm just gonna ghost up. You obviously don't want to be here. You want to be more back here, but the smoke is still here. And it allows you to like. It means they just can't peek you from here. They all have to peek you from top side, unless they like have a TP or something. But like, look how favorable that is, especially if you throw it better. Like, nobody wants to peek that. Actually, it might be better if you throw it high. You can get a little bit more of their ankles and stuff. Wait for the bottom smoke to dissipate. Yeah, honestly, it's better if you throw this one high and this one low. There's some weird nuances with Omen like that. Because I think that is much better. It's a lot harder to disrespect as a attacker. Yeah, let me go over Harbor. I played Harbor and Omen in team play before, and it's not that bad. Harbor is a bit finicky though, like just because it's Harbor. Like some things like this, like how do you plan on throwing the smoke? I guess you could throw something like that. Yeah, just throw it out of the map and then wall like that. Or you can cascade like this. I did not mean to stop it. But you would stop at main, or you can just like that. If you want to, you could come here, throw a cascade, lock the main. I messed it up. Let me fix that. Like I was saying, how you can have a 2-2-1. I stopped it early, but you get the idea with it. Pretty much just throw like cascade so it stops here. If you come towards A, you can do something similar, like this. And that allows you to get all the way up here. And the cascade starts at 7.5 second timer from when it stops, not when it starts. So this will last a lot less than this. Just because it takes into account the time that it's throwing and when it pops. So like if I throw one all the way out. And then throw this one and immediately stop it. This will end just before this one, because they popped about at the same time. Yep. There's like just a small amount of time in between. For Harbor though, for smoking, I would typically throw a smoke like this. This is a really strong wall because it blocks out people here. Heaven, somewhat. It's typically better to play Harbor like with a second smoke, just so you can like fix some of the finicky things with him. Like if you really wanted to, you could play Clove possibly. I think that could be a strong combination. You can still play Harbor, but it's just really clunky sometimes to like do what you need. But I mean, a really good Harbor is still strong. We can throw ult like that. For B site, Harbor is one of the better controllers for B site just because you can smoke all 3 chokes. Yeah, it smokes here. Heaven. There's a little bit of a gap here. I mean, like, again, if you're more... Okay, that's just tragic. If you're more experienced with Harbor, though, you can correct these and, like, make it easier. So, like that's bad. Something like that. That's much better. Or it's much closer, so it's easier to control. There's still this little gap here, but I mean, you're still gonna get slowed. So, I mean, just like if you really want to play Harbor for some reason, just practice it and get this wall down. Like this looks good. Yeah. But I would play a second controller just so you have the Clove smokes or Viper smokes or whatever. This Harbor is a bit weak as a single controller. Let me go over C smokes as well. Another thing that I like about Harbor is he kind of acts like a budget initiator because you can take space with this. Like you can walk up with it and you can stop it here, then you become a controller. So it's a really weird dynamic with Harbor, but I think it's something that could make him one of the better controllers, like if this buff is good coming up. Currently we're on patch 10.0 as like I'm recording this, so if Harbor's the best character in the world, like when you're watching this, just know that Harbor's kind of mediocre right now, if not like the worst character in the game, according to a lot. But I mean, yeah, Harbor gives you a lot of versatility, and I also think his Cove is really strong to plant. Maybe throw this with like a wingman or something. Yeah. I would say that about sums it up. Let me demonstrate just like what a lot of teams are doing, or at least what teams that I play with play Clove on this map, like how we play around it, typically. I think I've only had one team play around the Clove, but I've also been looking at it from team play. So you just throw the smoke here. This is really good for like solo or duo queuing as well. And you can fast rotate, like if they're B, you can throw something like this, take the fight, and if they're on A, you can rotate through B, and it's much faster. If your team pre-breaks door here for that, then you can kind of like lurk up here. You can break the door, or you can like rotate like this. And it's a lot faster versus doing the normal rotation, like from here all the way back. It's a bit more dangerous, but it allows you a lot more fast rotates. I mean, Clove is kind of a brawling character anyway, so it's not that big of a problem that it's not as safe as something like this. I'm not doing this whole rotation, but like even in Ghost mode, this is forever. Versus like being able to do rotation like this. Open door, boom, 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 and then here. Honestly, you are kind of able to lurk here if there's no like tripwire character on the enemy team, or if they die, or if they're suppressed by like Teho or KO. Teho's like a few days old. Like I think it's day 2 of him being like officially released. Um, anything that can suppress the Sentinel tripwire. Yeah, I think that sums this video up. Like, subscribe, check out the Twitch. I might be live, like, when this video goes up on Twitch or YouTube. Join the Discord. It should be in the description. Follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna give my thoughts on a lot of Valorant things, some Fortnite things. Um, other than that, I hope you guys have a good day. Other than that, see you in the video.